Envoy, your god wants a chat.
Come, we yearn for answers. You are here. You heard us in the roots. You seek the garden. You know the way. But the Tabaru Senakis, they turn from you. How can this be? Surely they would welcome you as kin, grafted from the same root. Ungrateful! They forget what we have done for them, how we loved them. We were theirs, and they were ours, and we told them to protect the wild and the green. In return, we promised to protect them, and we were true. Always, we protected them. We will not remember. Do not question us. Blame slips between the bones like a blade. We lived in harmony. We were at peace, and then they came with metal bodies and murderous intent. We tried to stop them. We did not want them to die. We loved them. We tried. We loved them so much. We did not cause pain. The spirits lie. We love them most. They twist our words. We will show you. Let us offer you another gift. A seedling of power. Our gift is yours to accept or reject. That is all we will say. We will show you our favor. Wait, an intruder. The piercing light. She draws near. The wire. A razor in our throat. Stop her! We writhe. We bleed. She brings the purging fire at her back. She comes to trap us. Out! Out! Send her out! Set us free!
Wake up! Wake up! What happened? Are you all right? What did you do?
I don't know what you and Sappadal were jawing about, but it must have been juicy because the Aedyr started to shake and hum.
You can't hear all the dream thralls trying to get in now. What happened with Sappadal? Once we get past all these dream thralls, I'll be excited to see what scares a god. They're flooding the area, so I think it's a great time to leave. Now! The map points us to Galawain's tusks. We'll find the way to the garden there. We just have to find a godless tower on the southern coast, and boom! There's our entrance into the garden.
Galawain's tusks. That's out of the fire and into the volcano. First, we've got to get out of here alive. Steel yourselves.
Oh, big mistake!
Hurry in the brush! Swarm devour!
Let's go. Before more show. Oh, no! Another den. Where? Another glorious battle. Behind you!
Got company!
Out of the way! Where's my mom?
I'm not used to
Here we go!
ask for it!
Stand
worsen the situation.
Ruins are overgrown with corruption. We should burn it out before it spreads.
You're a child playing at being a hero. You understand none of the forces at work here.
The Circle of Archmagi has overstepped their authority. Again.
I don't know how to explain this any better. This is not a problem to solve with cannons or steel.
Ludwig. Guess you got tired of tormenting Heelguard.
Envoy, I hope you found what you were looking for. Because those ruins are about to be a distant memory. Like you, I've come in service to my country. And my god. This is a spring from which the Dream Scourge flows, injecting poison into the veins of the island.
No, a cleansing fire. Poison or cure?
The same poison we burned out of Fior Messiverno. Stand by my side, and we can strike a blow at the Dream Scourge. And at Sappadal. An Inquisitor seeks answers, some through interrogation, others through prayer. I've been watching you, Envoy. You, who survived when so many godlike fell. I even asked the gods what made you so remarkable. And the Burned Queen opened my eyes to what you are. We knew the chaos of the Living Lands had an origin. How could I have known that you were its offspring? Different wars on the same battlefield. There are 2 plagues in the Living Lands. Help me destroy one, and the other will follow.
Ashes. Nothing of the Akita will remain.
We may not burn out the Dream Scourge here, but we can burn out its symptoms and take the fight to your patron.
Spirits cry out, bury the fire, but still they rage.
Fighting a superior force is one thing, but fighting a god is another. Is she really suggesting that?
Always thinking with your sword. You zealots never change. I happen to like these ruins. They've been very informative. Without them, I'd never have learned there was a new god in the Living Lands.
Another reason why they should be destroyed. Sappadal is dangerous, but an archmage is more unpredictable by far.
I do love it when people choose to listen to reason. I have an alternate solution to the problem at hand.
This should be amusing.
I am not talking to you, am I? Don't interrupt me. Yes, honestly, it's quite simple. I can sever the connection between the Aedyr in the ruins and the rest of the Living Lands. It will isolate the dream-scourged essence and halt the creation of new dream thralls in Shatterscarp. But those that exist will remain. My solution will end the plague in this region, I believe, and keep Ludwig from having to do terrible things to those nice ruins. I knew I liked you for a reason. Yes, there is a catch. It's also what you may call a large one. Severing the Aedyr will require the use of a truly immense amount of essence, which, well, will result in a few deaths.
A gentle sleep. One moment day, the next, a poppy's dream to carry them to the Garden of Night. They would feel no pain.
I'm so very glad you recall.
Well, in layman's terms, she's going to rip the essence out of a bunch of people in Shatterscarp. For what it's worth, her theory is sound. She could stop the Dream Scourge. In Shatterscarp, at least.
Correct? I knew I liked you for a reason, Envoy.
You two can't be serious.
There is no control over who will perish in the process. But it will stop the Dream Scourge from spreading in Shatterscarp. No new Dream Thralls will be created.
Reengrim is one of the smartest people alive. If she says this is the way, it's hard to argue. No matter how much we might want to.
You can't be entertaining this. Not after what we've seen. The frozen corpses, the twisted riddles. The Dream Scourge is a tragedy, but she's a monster. You can't leave Thirdborn at her mercy.
It's not an ideal solution. But it is easier to save a life when you've amputated the necrotic limb, so to speak.
At least I'm not the only rational voice in this debate. She would sacrifice the very people we're trying to save, and for what? Not even to destroy the Dream Scourge. Merely to slow it down.
Destroying the ruins and killing the Dream Thralls within is also a short-term measure. Ludwig's solution will eventually result in the same number of casualties, possibly even more. If such an alternative existed, I'd have suggested it already. So long as the Dream Scourge exists, more people will become infected. And the infected will take more lives, and this will continue indefinitely.
She has no idea what the consequences of her actions might be. And neither do you. Envoy, I want to show you something. I swore an oath to my goddess. A solemn vow that I would give everything in service to her. Even myself. And I did so, gladly. Sapadal wants the same devotion from you. The only difference is, you never had a choice. An avowed servant of a higher power, much like you. The mask is my true face, my covenant with my goddess. The obligation I chose. And what makes you so sure the decision is truly yours? Sapadal has been whispering in your ear, guiding you, influencing you. You owe Sapadal nothing, and yet they demand everything. That is not devotion. It's cruel.
Yes, quite difficult to decide whether to believe your new god or the angry skeleton actively threatening us.
This isn't about Sapadal. This is about every man, woman, and child in Shatterscarp.
Godlike. I leave the choice to you. Both options will bring harm. The question is, which will bring more good? Countless will die regardless if the Dream Scourge is not stopped. Remember the village and the statue it couldn't repair. Remember the lesson I tried to teach you. None of our lives matters. Not when they might cost us the future. Now choose, Envoy. Destroy the ruins and the Dream Thralls, but allow the plague to keep spreading. Or sever the Aedyr and end the plague in Shatterscarp, with an unknowable number of casualties.
She toys with you with innocent lives, while I offer only the truth.
Good people die either way. But severing the Aedyr shortens their suffering, I hope.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but Ludwig's right. I hate what the Dream Scourge has done to Thirdborn, but letting that Archmage snuff out even more lives is worse. Destroy the ruins, Envoy. Whatever comes next, at least it's something people can fight or flee.
Call it an experiment. To see if a mortal can think of futures beyond one's lifetime. And be less sentimental than the village about its statue. Also, I rather loathe the Inquisitor. She's far too used to getting her own way.
Ideological and self-absorbed. You hold a blade to the throat of my soldiers, but that's no excuse for wasting my time. Envoy, I hate to be in this position, but at least the choice is in Aedyran hands. So choose.
What? No!
I will honor your decision, even if I think you're a disappointment.
Your patron deity might object, but the living will thank us for it.
Burn, destroy, retwine.
Soldiers of the Steel Garrote, you heard her. Bring it down.
Bring it down.
The Dream Thralls are no match for our might. Those ruins were hideous anyway.
Let the Steel Garrote show you how it's done. Destroy it all!
You have destroyed a place of great power. A part of your heritage, no less. Now that I know a new god was the reason for those anomalies in Naku Kobel, there's nothing left for me in the living lands. Another god. There are so many. If a new one is more aberrant than another, does it really matter? But that is for you to wrestle with. I'm done here. However, I have one final question for your young wizard.
For... me?
You have shown a great deal of talent, Yatsley. Few can dispel my illusions so easily. I could use your assistance. And the companionship. It's really dreary being alone. Should you wish to return with me, I would happily take you on as my apprentice. The rest of the circle do not often visit, which is good because they're tiresome. You, however, are a power worth shaping, and rather delightful to boot.
Well, obviously, I'm... Wait. Really? You want me to... Wow. That would be... amazing! But, I have to think about it. At the very least, the envoy would be lost without me. And so would my lover. Though the idea of finally devoting more time to magic is... tempting.
Yes, my work will still be there even when this world is in ruins. Which, hopefully, won't happen. Whatever you decide, it will be some months before I depart. You know where to find me. Be clever, godlike. Don't think too much with your heart.
Finally, those old ruins have a purpose.
So much to do. So many books to sort.
Congratulations, Envoy. You listen to your reason instead of your patron. It takes an ironclad will to defy one's god. Even better. Unlike Sapadal, I have no use for blind loyalty. Destroying the ruins brought us valuable time, but the threat of the Dream Scourge remains. Be on your guard. You and I are willing to do what it takes to restore order in the Living Lands. Heelguard lacks the spine to do what's right. But we won't let that stop us, will we? For now, this is where we part ways. The Steel Garrote and I follow a different path. No doubt it will cross yours eventually. Their existence threatens ours. If you find your god before I do, kill them.
No ambiguity there.
Good hunting, Envoy.
I guess it's better to have the scary skeleton lady be happy than not.
The Living Lands depends on us.
Bring it down.
The Dream Thralls are no match for our might. Ruins are hideous anyway.
I'm sorry, but before anything else, I need a word with you. Of course, I understand the impulse of wanting to save those in Thirdborn.
You understand the impulse? Where's this going?
But think of all that we lost because of you and that monster. Again, I understand the impulse, Envoy, but you must think of future generations.
Did you really just say think of the children to justify killing?
I've heard enough. Even Ludwig wouldn't go that far.
Ludwig is a fool. Her brain has rotted away with the rest of her. We have no reason to believe that the Dream Scourge has been stopped, by the way. It certainly hasn't stopped Dream Scourge from appearing everywhere else in the Living Lands.
Then maybe we turn a few more of these ruins into heaps of rubble. I can't see anything good that's come out of them.
Maybe stop talking while you're ahead.
Years of lost history found, just in time to be erased by two Aedyran fools. I trust Reengrim more than Ludwig. Reengrim knows more about the Dream Scourge than the dead woman burning down homes.
I hate to say it, Yatsley, but we're not changing anyone's mind today. Let's talk later. Just the two of us.
Fine, fine. You're right. It's done. Let's just focus on getting to the garden.
Never thought I'd be going back to Galawain's tusks.
Relax. We won't embarrass you too much.
Let me guess. You burned some bridges on your way out, and now we have to cross them.
Think whatever you want. I just don't.
Take your time, dear. You can tell me everything later over tea.
Right. Can we talk about something else?
Of course. Though you were the one who brought it up.
Kai's still wearing socks from last week. Let's discuss.
At least I've washed them.
So, we found a map to the garden. Now we see how accurate those ancient godless cartographers could possibly be. Not sure how helpful that map will be, really. There's probably a reason no one's been to the garden in centuries. No one I'm aware of. Legend says the founder of Solace went there once, but there's no proof. I figure either it's a complete dud and there's nothing really there, or we all lose our minds the second we show up. Either way, was it worth it? Who knows? I wish I was as convinced as you are. The thought of going to speak to a god on their turf, it doesn't make sense to me. I guess that's not my problem, really. My job is to keep you alive, whether you've got a god in your head or not. Just don't do anything stupid, all right? Anyway. Until next time. Listen, that back there in the ruins, that was a lot. I know you passed 3 trials, but I'm not sure what that means exactly. I don't know. Maybe you're the chosen one now. Some kind of prophecy? You don't look that different to me. It's not that I didn't enjoy tromping around in the ancient death trap, getting bossed around by spirits and all that. But I really do hope this was the last time. That kind of humidity does terrible things to my beard. Anyway. Not before I've done some reading.
Can we talk a moment? I wanted to pick your brain about Shatterscarp. The ruins of Naku Kubel predate civilization as we know it. We had so much to learn from them. But the Steel Garrote care nothing for the past. Only the future, as long as it's under their thumb. I'm not saying it was an easy decision, or that you should have acted differently. The fact remains that we played into our enemy's hands, and what did we get in return? We delayed the inevitable. Better than nothing, I suppose, though not by much. To cut the Dream Scourge off at the root, and stop it from spreading misery. Perhaps I'm being impatient. Maybe there's no right answer to any of this. Maybe all we can do is keep going, leaving chaos in our wake. I just wish the world and its problems would leave us alone. Even for a moment. Give us time to focus on our mission. Ourselves. I suppose you're right. Maybe that's the point of our little campfire chats. While I have your ear, can I ask you one more question? Much appreciated. Something about Inquisitor Ludwig has been getting to me. She seemed eager to distinguish your Aedyran loyalty from your nature as a godlike, as though the two are incompatible. She believes you can be loyal to your country or to your nature, but not both. Do you find that unusual? To be sure. It's just... When you agreed to destroy the ruins, Ludwig was surprised, as though she didn't believe you would do the right thing. Ludwig clearly respects you, but I don't believe she trusts you. Anyway, that just had me thinking. Could be nothing, or could be something. Time will tell. Get some rest. You deserve a nap. For that matter, so do I. Until next time.
Envoy, we need to discuss what you did in the ruins. You destroyed something that was... I'm trying to remain calm. I have to remember that you had a reason for what you did. Nothing infuriates me more than to do what Ludwig wants, but... I'm not unhappy with what you did. Those ruins were literally priceless. They had real Aedyrans in there. Think of how far my research would have shot forward. But We would have had to sacrifice so many for it. And I can't say that's a fair trade. Usually I know the right answer. It's obvious. Here, though... Of course. Because a common reaction to being set upon by dream thralls is to placate another monster.
Leaving your home behind isn't easy. It's for the best sometimes, but it's never easy.
All right. I understand. I'm sorry, Envoy. This is my life's work. And that skeletal maniac attacked my home. I'm just a little more raw than I thought. It's all right. I think you've earned a bit of trust from me. Things have been... unreal. We spoke to actual ancient Aedyrs in the ruins. I was able to ask questions and get answers. True. Though switching it up might be more confusing to those not in the know. I'll figure that conundrum out before my research gets published. But to go through the trials ourselves? Oh, could we be any luckier? Fascinating. I can't imagine what it was like to grow up a godlike with no god. I'm glad you got answers, sweetheart. Well, I have to start writing this all down before I forget. But do return if you think of any other juicy details. Tired already, Envoy? Well, I'll see you in the morning.
How could they? Beloved that you are, and still they bared their fangs. We blessed the Tabaru Sinakis, and they prick us in return. Roots like a wall. We only meant to protect. We thrashed against the blinding light to keep the Aedyr safe. We never wanted this. So many seedlings lost. We grieved, but we saved many. The burned queen. She hurt us, hurt our people. She did this. Yet still the branches swipe. We mourn, we could not be to blame. They should have shared our love. Their spite? This we could not foresee. But you are here. A green shoot after the fire. You would not raise your hand against us. Words like bile. This is not our way. Sleep now. Dream of golden poppies on the road ahead.
We should be careful. I doubt this is the same Thirdborn we left.
Well, the walls are still standing. Let's see who's still on their feet.
How do you feel about poetry?
Poetry? Why the hell are you asking me about poetry?
Do you like it? Come on, tell me. Say a few lines of poetry.
Wait. Do you think I have the Dream Scourge?
No, I don't. But I wanted to be sure, okay? They said that's the first sign.
I thought having fungus grow out of your head was the first sign.
It can be both.
It's better out here than it is in the wild.
Agreed.
It's better out here than it is in the wild.
Agreed.
Now, to actually survive this shift.
Who needs fabric? We still have stuff.
Oh, you're back. What do you want? Really? Which one? One less thing for me to worry about. Thank you. Enjoy your skates. Oh, wait. That's everything off the board, isn't it? Good job. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go pass out.
The ruins? What happened? I heard them fall to rubble. It comes, it sings, it dreams of war and blood and smoke and... Did you have a hand, Envoy? Sorry is a parasite on the vine, eating and never stopping. You will not restore what you've destroyed. Ruins break into bones, they do. They make a necklace, a collar of time. We choke and die. The fish sing sometimes when I sleep. They whisper. The rats call. The roots grow. I'm sorry. I think I need a moment. Smoke and rhyme. We are losing time.
Oh no.
I think she's already slipping away from us. We've got to stop this plague, Envoy.
Leave for the silver and the root and the song. Go now. Go far. Yes, leave.
A butterfly emerges, a dream of peace.
You're back. What have you found? Ah, poor Wilfred. A keen eye for botany. He loved to write about the plants he found. Please, keep searching. I'm sure the others will turn up soon.
Can't say I like having the steel garrote around, but they put a stop to these dream thralls. The Inquisitor's got a fire in her eye about something, that's for sure.
Temerity sent word. Said you were good to go. But she didn't sound right, Envoy.
To the water in the dark, to the roots, away into the nothing.
Things are still strange. I'd watch my step if I were you.
Watch your back out here, traveler.
While that parting is probably the closest Ludwig gets to friendly, I'm not looking forward to our paths crossing again.
Frankly, I'll take any opportunity we get to ruin Ludwig's day.
I'll say this much for the Inquisitor. She's stubborn, like a rat. And we gave her everything she wanted.
I'd say we shouldn't stay on her bad side, but I'm not sure she has any other sides.
You know her better than any of us. What's your read? My vote's on a pack of small, enthusiastic dogs. Wait, was that an if?
Well, the joke's on her in any case. Ludwig won't get very far without that map. She'll be scratching her skull.
Somehow, I don't think she'll let that stop her for long.
And Ludwig definitely strikes me as someone who doesn't leave food on her plate.
But will she do the same? I think not. Violence may be inevitable.
Ludwig and her steel garrote have the numbers and the power. But we have spunk and a map. And that might just be enough to find the garden before she does.
We're all competing for the same thing. A place we barely understand, with no guarantees of what we'll find there. Still, I am determined to reach the garden. Above all else.
Ugh, that's just a pile of Sokka. Generally, debatable, but about the garden, definitely. You won't find a Bleste thing. This wild beetle chase of yours is a Page-Raku waste of time. To get to the garden, you have to go through Galawain's tusks. The land is made of lava and acid. It wants to eat you alive.
So it's tough odds. We've gotten this far together.
Tough odds is an extra Zarb jumping in at the last minute. This is a long trek, on foot, through a land that can barely support life. I don't have to be a Bleste oracle to know this won't go how you think it will. And all your clues come from one source. You've been following a voice in your head. What do you know about Soppadal? How do you know you can trust them? Then you're gambling with all our lives. Don't expect me to be overjoyed. I'm done here. Do whatever Bleste planning you want to do. You don't need me for that.
Let's just take a breath, Marius. You don't mean that.
Nope. I said what I said. Come get me when it's time to go.
Poor Marius. Something's really rattled him.
I've never seen Marius like this. Something's going on with him, but I don't know what.
Be gentle with him. Or if not gentle, understanding.
Well, hopefully Marius will be okay soon. We have to get going if we want to get to the garden before Ludwig.
We won't get far unless we look after each other. Now's your chance.
I know what you're gonna say. Marius, you need to slow down. Think about your feelings. Well, I don't want to think about my feelings. So just let me be alone for a bit. How should I know? I don't know what's going on in my head half the time. Just the thought of going back to Galawain's tusks makes my heart feel like it's going to explode. I sweat, my ears ring, I can't breathe. When it seems like we're really heading there, I feel like I'm dying. Right. Thanks. I understand not wanting to go back, but why can't I just thinking about it makes me feel ill. I need some time alone, Envoy. I need to get some rest. I'll be ready to go when the time comes.
Rawatayans love to boast about how barren and rugged our homeland is. But we've got nothing on the Pargrunan living here. I can't fault your optimism, but would you think that if this was the only landscape you ever saw, day in and day out? According to Marius, his people are forbidden from ever leaving the Tusks.
I did tell you that, didn't I? Must have been drunk.
I'm all for pulling together, but that's just oppressive.
You're not alone. A lot of people in Solace would agree with you.
Exactly. It's not a home if you have to lock people in it. Ravatai has a similar problem. Between the constant storms and the rocky soil, the lands never supported us easily. So many of us find work as sailors and mercenaries. We explore the world as soldiers or as part of a trade mission. We venture out. We're encouraged to. Not everyone, of course, but Rawatai's hardly a dying country. Everyone in the Living Lands faces struggle, but people choose that, and usually to escape something worse. Forcing people into a lifetime of hardship for the sake of principle or tradition is a different matter entirely. Never. The Pargrunan of Solace are notoriously suspicious of outsiders. Though, from the looks of this place, Solace's real concern has got to be keeping its people in, not keeping the rest of us out. Good luck finding a soft spot to bed down.